Red lights flashed through every hallway of the alien ship. A loud alarm echoed in the distance, followed by the sound of doors opening, one after another. Footsteps filled the silence. But they were not alien. They were human. Cole stepped out of his cell slowly. His eyes adjusted to the red light. He had the metal pin still in his hand, but now it was sharpened. Not much, but sharp enough to do damage if needed. Down the hall, Reyes was already free. She had picked her cuffs using the wire hidden in her sleeve. Her boots made no sound as she walked across the cold floor. Her eyes were focused, calm, deadly. They didn't speak. They didn't need to. One look was enough. It was time. Other test subjects were awake too. Some were weak, shaking, confused. But they followed Cole. They trusted him. He looked like someone who had a plan. And he did. Inside the ship's core, Juno worked fast. His fingers moved across alien controls like he had done it 100 times. Earth's tech team had trained him for this. He was in now, deep inside the ship's system. He couldn't understand the alien language completely, but he knew enough. He found the main airlock system and opened all inner doors. Now the humans could move. He found the light controls and shut them off. Now the aliens were blind. He found the lab's memory bank and began uploading all the data. Now Earth would know everything. Meanwhile, the two main aliens, the tall one and the fast one, were trapped in their control room. The doors wouldn't open. They slammed their hands against the control panels, but nothing worked. Their eyes glowed brighter now, not from curiosity, but fear. "This is not possible," the tall one whispered. "They were just test subjects." "No," the other said, staring at the screen. "They were soldiers." A noise came from behind. Them. A vent cover fell. The small alien turned, too late. Juno dropped into the room with a sharp tool in one hand and a quiet smile on his face. "Hey," he said, his voice cold. "Let's switch places now." He moved fast. One quick strike, and the small alien dropped to the floor. Not dead, but out cold. The tall alien backed away, hands raised. "Please," it said in a weak voice. "We were only studying." "Pain," Juno replied. "I know. Let me show you what it feels like." In the hallway, Cole led the freed humans toward the engine room. He had memorized the ship's layout from his first 2 days. The aliens had made a mistake. They kept their research close to the test subjects. As they reached the engine door, 2 alien guards appeared, taller, stronger, armed. Cole didn't stop. He charged. The aliens lifted their weapons, but Reyes was faster. She jumped from the side, landing hard on one of them. Her fist slammed into its face over and over. The second alien fired, but Cole ducked, rolled, and jammed his sharp pin into the alien's side. It screamed, loud, strange, pain. Real pain, the kind they never felt in their lab rooms. The hallway went silent again. Reyes wiped her hands on her suit. "They bleed." Cole nodded. "Good." They entered the engine room. The humans inside cheered softly. Some cried. Some sat down, overwhelmed. Cole stood in the center, his voice steady. "This is not over," he said. "We don't just escape. We take the ship." Someone asked, "Can we fly it?" Juno's voice came over the speakers. "Yes." The alien ship shook. Outside, another ship had arrived, bigger, armed. It floated silently in the black of space, its lights blinking like angry eyes. This was no science vessel. It was military. Inside, Juno watched the scanner flash red. "They're scanning us," he said into the radio. "And they know something's wrong." Cole stood near the engine core, looking at the human survivors. Some had picked up weapons from fallen guards. Others held tools. Their eyes were no longer full of fear. Now they were sharp, focused. "We have one chance," Cole said. "We fight, or we die in cages again." Reyes stepped forward. "What's the plan?" Cole looked at a large screen showing the enemy ship. "We let them dock. Then we hit them where it hurts." The humans moved fast. Juno opened storage lockers and handed out alien weapons. They were strange, made for hands with more fingers. But Reyes figured it out quickly. She trained the others how to hold and fire. In the docking bay, lights flashed. The airlock hissed open. The alien soldiers entered, 6 of them, tall and armored in dark plates. Their eyes glowed behind clear face shields. One of them spoke into a comm, "Area secure. Lab appears damaged." Then the lights went out. A loud bang echoed. Smoke filled the room. From the side tunnels, Cole and Reyes attacked. The first alien fell without firing a shot. The second one turned. But Juno shot it from above using a vent position. The third and fourth fired back, their beams cutting into the walls. One human was hit. He screamed and fell, but the others kept going. It was fast. Brutal. In 20 seconds, all 6 soldiers were down. Cole grabbed one of their comm devices. "Clear," he said, mocking the alien voice. Juno activated the next phase. The doors of the lab hallway locked again, this time keeping aliens out, not humans in. In the control room, Juno turned to the tall alien scientist who now sat on the floor bound in metal strips. "How does it feel?" Juno asked. "You watched our pain like a game. Did you enjoy it?" The alien didn't answer. "You should have left Earth alone," Juno said coldly. Then he shut off the oxygen in the alien section of the ship. No killing, just pressure, just fear. Now they were the ones under stress. Cole moved through the ship, like he had trained his whole life for this moment. He checked every hallway, helped wounded survivors, and gave quiet orders. His face was calm, but his mind burned with fire. He hadn't just come to survive, he came to win. In the engine room, Reyes discovered something. "This isn't just a lab," she said. "They've got data on other planets, other species. They've done this before." Cole looked at the files. He couldn't read all the alien language, but one thing was clear. Humans were not the first, but they would be the last. "Upload everything to Earth," Cole ordered. Juno did it. Transmission started. 10 minutes till full send. Suddenly the ship shook again. Harder this time, another docking alert. Reyes turned to Cole. "More are coming." He nodded. "Good." In the hallway near the main entrance, Cole and 5 others took positions. They aimed their stolen weapons at the door. When it opened, more soldiers stepped in. Bigger, heavily armed. They paused. Then they saw Cole, and Cole smiled again. "Pain," he said. "Let's test yours." He fired. The hallway exploded into chaos. But this time the humans weren't the weak ones. "Then what do we do?" another asked. Cole looked at them all. "Survivors. Fighters. We go home," he said. "But first, we teach them pain." Suddenly, a warning came through the ship. A larger alien vessel was approaching. Reinforcements. Time was running out. But Cole smiled. "Let them come," he said. "We're ready now." The hallway became a war zone. Beams of light cut through the smoke. Walls cracked. Sparks flew. 2 humans were hit. One screamed. The other fell without a sound. But Cole didn't stop. He moved through the chaos like fire, firing fast and hitting hard. Reyes jumped over a broken pipe, rolled, and shot 2 alien soldiers in the chest. The strange armor broke after several hits. These were not gods. These were just scientists hiding behind tech. Now their tech wasn't enough. The last alien soldier raised its weapon, but Cole was already in front of it. He slammed into the alien, grabbed the weapon, and twisted it away. Then he looked into its glowing eyes. "You thought pain was something to measure," he said. "We made it something to survive." Then he dropped the alien with one strike. The hallway fell quiet again. Juno's voice came over the radio. "Upload complete. Earth has everything." Cole looked at Reyes. "Good. Now we end this." They moved toward the main control room. The tall alien scientist was still there, tied, weak, breathing heavy. Its hands trembled as the humans entered. "We didn't mean to destroy," it said softly. "We were just curious." Reyes stepped forward. "Curious? You tore people apart. You tested limits like we were animals." The alien looked at the screen showing Earth's blue oceans. "You are stronger than we thought." Cole walked closer. "And now we know your secrets." He opened the comm system and sent a message to the larger alien ship outside. "This is Cole Reyes from Earth. We've taken your lab. We've freed your prisoners. We've learned your tech. If you come closer, we destroy this ship with all of you in range." There was silence. Then the alien ship slowly turned. It left. They ran. Cowards. Inside the lab ship, Juno opened all sealed doors. The humans cheered. Some cried. Others fell to the floor, finally feeling safe. Cole stood at the command chair and stared at the stars. "We're not just going home," he said. "We're sending a message." Reyes smiled. "What kind of message?" He looked at her. "If you test humans," he said, "be ready to become the experiment." Later, as the ship moved quietly toward Earth, the data stolen from the aliens was shared with Earth's command. It included weapons, tech designs, ship blueprints, and names of other species who had been taken. Now Earth wasn't just defending. Now Earth was hunting, and somewhere, across the stars, the scientists who once tested pain were hiding from it. The ship was silent. Cold metal walls surrounded the strange lab where nothing looked human. Bright blue lights glowed from the ceiling, and everything was clean, too clean. In the center of the room, a tall glass chamber stood, and inside it was a man, still, silent, staring. His name was Cole. He had been taken from Earth 2 days ago. One moment, he was walking home from work. The next, he was lying on a metal bed, surrounded by creatures that didn't speak. They had long arms, smooth gray skin, and eyes that glowed green in the dark. These were not the monsters people feared in movies. These were scientists, cold, curious, calculating. They didn't hate humans. They didn't want war. They wanted data. They wanted to understand pain. Cole was their subject now. One of the aliens stood in front of the glass, writing something in a floating screen. His long fingers tapped the air, and strange symbols appeared. Another alien, smaller but faster, moved to the side and pressed a button. A thin needle came down from the ceiling. It stopped inches from Cole's shoulder. Cole didn't move. The needle entered his skin. It was burning hot. Still, he said nothing. He didn't scream. He didn't blink. The aliens watched, puzzled. They looked at each other and shared a silent thought. "Human pain response lower than expected," one said in a dry voice. "Try muscle shock," the other replied. Another button was pressed. The floor of the glass chamber lit up. Electricity surged through it, crawling up Cole's legs. His muscles tightened, his back arched, his jaw clenched. But again, no sound, no scream. The small alien tilted its head. He should scream now. The taller one stepped closer. Maybe he's broken. They didn't understand. Cole wasn't broken. He was trained. Back on Earth, Cole had been part of a survival program, something the government didn't talk about. Soldiers were pushed beyond limits. Pain was part of the training. Hunger, cold, heat. He had survived all of it. Now, that training was keeping him alive. The aliens began to increase the voltage. The lights flickered. Cole's heart pounded fast, but he stayed quiet. His eyes locked on the taller alien. The alien paused. "He's looking at me." "Subjects don't usually focus under pain," said the other. Cole gave a small smile. The aliens stepped back. "Begin phase 2, the tall one ordered. Cole was pulled from the glass chamber and placed on a cold metal table. Robotic arms came down. One arm had small, sharp blades. Another had something like a scanner. The blades moved over his skin slowly, leaving thin red lines on his chest. Cole didn't flinch. The scanner buzzed. A screen showed brain signals. "Low fear response," the alien said. "Strange." Then the alien leaned closer to Cole and asked in broken English, "Why, no fear?" Cole looked at him, eyes calm. "You're not the first thing to try breaking me," he said quietly. The alien stepped back, surprised. "He speaks. He understands us." But Cole said nothing more. Hours passed. More tests, more scans, more pain. But Cole refused to give them what they wanted. He would not scream. He would not cry. In another chamber, the aliens watched other human test subjects. Some cried, some begged, one passed out. But Cole, he remained silent. One alien said, "This one is different." "Yes," said the tall one. But we will find his breaking point. They didn't know that Cole wasn't alone. In another room, a woman named Reyes sat chained to a wall. Her eyes were closed, but her fingers tapped a rhythm on her knee. 3 slow taps, 2 fast, a code, a signal. Somewhere deep in the ship, another human tapped back. They were talking without words. Planning. Waiting. Because this wasn't just a study anymore. It was a trap, but not for the humans. The aliens thought they were the scientists. They didn't know. They were the experiment, and Cole was just getting started. The room was dark now. The aliens had turned off the lights after long hours of testing. They believed humans needed darkness to rest, but Cole wasn't resting. He sat in the corner of his glass cell, staring at the wall like a statue. Silent. Still. Watching everything. He could feel the tiny camera in the wall. He knew it was recording. He didn't care, because this was the plan. They had trained for this. Cole moved slowly. He stretched his hands behind his back, feeling around the collar of his jumpsuit. Inside, hidden in the seam, was a small metal pin. The aliens had searched him, but not well enough. He pulled it free with 2 fingers and hid it in his palm. His face didn't change. He knew the watchers were always watching. Across the hall, Reyes was awake too. She lay on the floor, chained to the wall, but her eyes were open. She could feel the cool metal of the ship through her skin. Every sound mattered. Every second counted. Reyes had been part of Earth's deep space survival unit. She wasn't just a soldier. She was trained to handle alien environments, isolation, pain, and escape. Cole and Reyes weren't strangers. They were partners, and they were never supposed to be caught. This was a mission. 2 weeks ago, Earth picked up signals. Strange messages. Alien communication. Not military, but scientific. Observing. Studying. Planning. Earth's secret command knew what was coming. They sent in Cole, Reyes, and others, quietly. Volunteers. Bait. But the aliens didn't know. That, they thought they had found normal humans. They thought wrong. Inside the lab, the shorter alien sat at a control station, watching Cole's brainwave chart. He frowned. The lines were flat. Too flat. No stress, no fear, just calm. He's not reacting, the alien muttered. Strange, the taller one replied. Did we damage his fear centers? No, I think he's hiding something. They watched as Cole stood up. He walked to the glass wall and placed his hand on it. Slowly, calmly. Then he smiled again. That same cold, quiet smile from before. The taller alien looked at his partner. Is that a threat? I don't know. But I don't like it. At that same moment, deep in the ship's control core, another human named Juno was moving. He wasn't in a cell. He had escaped 3 hours ago. The aliens didn't know yet. Juno had hacked the security locks using a tiny chip implanted in his hand. A chip designed by Earth's defense lab. He was crawling through narrow vents, moving carefully, slowly, listening to every echo. His mission was simple. Disable the lights, confuse the ship, and break the lab's main data stream. Then, the others would act. Inside her cell, Reyes tapped her knee again. 3 slow, 2 fast. Cole heard it. He tapped back with his fingers against the glass. 1 quick knock, then silence. It was time. Cole took the metal pin in his hand and crouched near the base of the glass wall. The aliens were watching him, but they didn't understand what he was doing. He pressed the pin into a small crack where the glass met the floor. Twist, turn, pull. Click. The floor beneath him made a tiny shift. Nothing visible. Nothing loud. But he knew the lock system had just loosened. Reyes stood up. She stretched her arms, pretending to be tired. But inside her right sleeve, she still had a thin wire wrapped around her wrist. She started working, on her cuff slowly, hiding her movements from the camera. The aliens were still watching Cole. Why does he keep smiling? I don't know. Suddenly, the lights above began to flicker. Once. Twice. Then they turned red. The alarm didn't sound. But something was wrong. System instability detected, said the control screen. The taller alien ran to the panel. Security breach? No outside signals, said the other. But someone is inside the ship's core. Before they could react, the door behind them slammed. Shut, locked. The temperature in the room dropped. Steam hissed from the ceiling vents. The lights went dark, then turned blood red. Then came the voice. Low, calm, human. Cole's voice, from every speaker on the ship. You studied our pain, he said. You wanted to see how much we could take. The aliens froze. Now, Cole said, you'll learn how much we can give. Suddenly, in every cell, every door began to unlock. The human test subjects stepped out, and the hunt began.